The walls are closing in on Nigeria's most notorious bandit warlord, and if the reports we're receiving this morning are anything to go by, Bello Turji has just used up one of his last remaining 9 lives. We are talking about a massive military offensive that has shaken the forests of Zamfara and Sokoto to their very roots. The news filtering in today, Friday, January 23, 2026, is that the Nigerian Army, under the ferocious Operation Fansan Yamma, has dealt a crushing blow to Tuji's camp. A blow so severe that it has left his second-in-command dead in the dust and sent the feared warlord himself running for his life, reportedly abandoning his own family members in a desperate bid to survive. You need to understand the scale of what just happened. This wasn't just a random skirmish. This was a calculated, intelligence-driven ambush that caught the bandits completely off guard. For years, Bello Turji has operated like a ghost, striking fear into the hearts of villagers and slipping away before the military could catch him. But this time, the hunters became the hunted. We are hearing that 31 of his most loyal fighters, men who have terrorized the Northwest for years, were neutralized in this single operation. But the biggest headline, the one that will surely send shivers down the spine of every other criminal in that forest, is the death of Aminu Kanawa. If you know how these bandit networks operate, you know that Kanawa was not just a foot soldier, he was Tuji's right-hand man, his deputy, the man who gave orders when Tuji wasn't around. Taking him out is like cutting off the right arm of the monster. Picture the scene in the deep forests of Zanfara. The military, acting on credible tips, because let's be honest, the locals are tired and the informants are finally talking, laid an ambush that turned the hunters into prey. The reports say the firepower was overwhelming. These bandits, who are used to bullying unarmed villagers and poorly equipped vigilantes, suddenly found themselves facing the full might of the Nigerian armed forces. When the dust settled, bodies were scattered everywhere. But amidst the chaos, one figure was missing: Bello Turji. Sources on the ground are saying that when the bullets started raining down, the so-called general of the forest didn't stand and fight for his men. No, he ran. He fled. This escape tells us everything we need to know about the current state of these warlords. The myth of their invincibility is shattering right before our eyes. The military hierarchy, specifically the defense headquarters, has been saying for weeks that Tuji is a dead man walking, and this close shave proves they are not bluffing. We're even hearing heartbreaking but revealing details that Tuji may have been forced to abandon his own son and younger brother during the escape. Can you imagine? A man who claims to be a warrior, leaving his own blood behind to save his own skin. It exposes the cowardice that hides behind their AK-47s. If you are enjoying this breakdown of the military's relentless push to secure our nation, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button right now. It helps this video spread to more Nigerians who need to know that the tide is turning. And if you are new here, don't just watch, join the family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you are the first to get the gist when the next big news drops. We are following this story bumper to bumper. Let's dig deeper into the operation itself. Operation Fansan Yamma is proving to be a game changer. It seems the military has changed its strategy from reactive patrols to aggressive, intelligence-led offensives. They are taking the fight to the bandits' bedrooms. Killing 31 fighters in one swoop is no small feat. That is 31 fewer guns pointing at innocent travelers on the Gusau-Sokoto road. That is 31 fewer kidnappers invading our villages at night. And let's not forget the weapons recovered. PKT machine guns, AK-47 rifles, motorcycles. These are the tools of their trade, and stripping them of these assets weakens their ability to regroup. But there is another angle to this story that is just as important as the combat victory. It is the psychological blow. By killing the deputy, Aminu Kanawa, the military has sent a message to the inner circle of every bandit kingpin: you are next. These deputies usually think they are safe, protected by layers of lower-ranking fighters. Now they know that nobody is safe. This creates paranoia. It creates distrust. Who gave up the location? Who is the more? When bandits start suspecting each other, their structure begins to crumble from the inside. We might see more surrenders or internal fighting in the coming days as the pressure mounts. And while we celebrate this victory, we must also look at the humanitarian win that came with it. Reports indicate that amidst this violence, our gallant troops managed to rescue dozens of hostages. Some sources say up to 62 people who are being held in these terror camps. These are fathers, mothers, and children who had probably lost hope of ever seeing home again. Imagine the relief, the tears of joy as they realized that the gunfire they heard wasn't their execution, but their liberation. This is the real victory. Every hostage rescued is a life restored, a family reunited. It reminds us why we must continue to support our troops, even despite the challenges. They are the ones standing between us and total anarchy. However, the fact remains, Tuji escaped, and a wounded lion is dangerous. We have seen this pattern before, where a kingpin narrowly escapes and then launches reprisal attacks on soft targets to prove he's still powerful. The communities around Shinkafi, Isa, and Sabombini need to be on high alert. The security agencies cannot afford to celebrate too early. They need to lock down the escape routes. If Tuji is on the run, he is vulnerable. He's likely without his full security detail, maybe even injured, and definitely desperate. This is the time to press the advantage. This is the time to deploy the Tucano jets, the drones, and the special forces to finish the job. We cannot have a situation where he resurfaces in a month, releasing a video and mocking the state again. The narrative is changing in 2026. The days of bandits granting interviews and acting like celebrities seem to be coming to an end. The directive from the president and the service chiefs is clear: no more kid gloves. The heat is on, and you can tell from the frantic movements of these gangs. They are being pushed from Zamfara to Sokoto, from Sokoto to Kebbi, running out of safe havens. The killing of Tuji's deputy is the clearest sign yet that the intelligence network has penetrated their inner sanctum. Someone close to them is talking, and for Tuji, that must be the scariest thought of all. We also have to talk about the 31 bandits figure. In previous years, we would hear vague numbers like scores were killed, but now the military is giving us specific body counts. This suggests a level of confidence and verification in their operations. It suggests that they held the ground after the firefight, counted the enemy dead, and recovered the bodies. This is crucial for morale, both for the soldiers and for us, the civilians. It shows that they are dominating the engagement, not just firing and retreating. What do you think is going through Bello Turji's mind right now? He has lost his deputy, he has lost his fighters, he has lost his base, and he potentially lost his family members in the chaos. Is this the beginning of the end for him? History tells us that once the deputies start falling, the leader is usually not far behind. Remember how Shekau went? Remember how other kingpins met their end? It usually starts with the dismantling of their support structure. Tuji is now isolated. He is likely low on supplies, low on men, and high on fear. So, as we watch this situation unfold, let's keep our eyes on the news. The next few days are critical. Will the military maintain this momentum? Will we see a capture? Or will Tuji manage to slip into Niger Republic or merge with another faction? One thing is certain, the myth is broken. He is not a spirit. He is a man who runs when the fire gets too hot. And right now, the fire is scorching. Thank you so much for tuning into this update. It's a developing story, and we will be here to bring you the next chapter as soon as it happens. If you haven't already, please like this video. It really goes a long way in supporting the channel. And subscribe so you don't miss out on the truth. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and let's keep praying for our troops on the front line.